Yo, what's up? My name is Ingo, I'm the founder of RAD RACE and welcome to today's video. Let me tell you everything you want to know about RAD RACE Last Man Standing 2022 and about the whole race and how it went down. Before I tell you about RAD RACE Last Man Standing 2022, let me tell you about RAD RACE 2014 and how we organized our very first RAD race. We started with the idea of hosting wild and crazy cycling races that more feel like a skateboard contest or a surf event than a regular road bike race, with fixie bikes racing on a go-kart track, indoor, with a wild audience that goes nuts and is cheering for every single rider. Almost 10 years later we're here and we hosted our 8th event of RAD RACE Last Man Standing, and we hosted more than 50 RAD RACE events in total. You can check it out in the video below what we do. Before I want to tell you about this year's edition, let me show you a little video to explain to you how RAD RACE Last Man Standing actually works.
This is RAD RACE Last Man Standing. The RAD RACE Last Man and Last Woman Standing is a knockout style competition raced around a go-kart track, with 128 male and 32 female riders ranging from amateur to Olympic gold medalists. It's a first come, first served basis. Everyone can sign up. The qualification starts in heats of 8 to 10 riders, where every second lap is an elimination lap, and the last rider to make it around, they're kicked out. The last 4 riders through make it to the next round. In the final race, the last 8 compete against each other in the same format until only one is left standing. And oh yeah, it's fixed gear only.
You got it? Alright, now you know how it works. And now let's speak to Jan, the co-founder of RAD RACE and race director for all of our events, and ask him a couple of questions.
My name is Jan Sprünken, one of 11 RAD RACE founders, and I'm responsible for the events as a race director. So we took a weekend and drove around Berlin and checked out every single car track, brought our track bike and rode around the track. And there's pros and cons to basically every single car track, but the one we found at Mobicard, where we had the event this year, checked the most boxes. And it has to be technical, it can't just be just straights like a velodrome. There still has to be room for competitors to surpass you. There has to be space for all the spectators, because it really has become a spectators event, and that's really part of the atmosphere, you know, is that there's more than 1,000 people in the place cheering you on. So it's not easy to find it, but we're really happy with the one we found. My personal highlight of the Last Man Standing is actually the very first event, when we absolutely had no idea what to expect. When we rocked up to that place, not knowing if there was going to be 10 people or 1,000 people. And by the time the event started and the quarterfinals, semifinals hit, and there was just an atmosphere completely electric, and I was blown away by the very event we planned for weeks. It really exceeded all my expectations, and that to this day is my personal RAD RACE Last Man Standing highlight.
What's really special about RAD RACE Last Man Standing is that riders are coming to race this event from all over the world. We had crews from Colombia, Italy, Spain, France, Germany. People are coming literally from all over the place to race and to watch it. People are paying €8 to watch a cycling event, what's still amazing to us, so we can finance this a little bit. One of my favorite riders from ever, doesn't matter if pro or amateur, is Augusto Reati. He's maybe the best bike handler I know. Personally, he's pretty impressive, so you gotta check him out what he does. Augusto Reati managed to win RAD RACE Last Man Standing 3 times. He was second this year in 2022. So Augusto, how are you? And tell us about RAD RACE Last Man Standing.
Hello there. I'm Augusto Reati from Italy, riding for Supernova and Squame. I'm 30 years old and always ready to race. Well, the reason why I always come back to RAD RACE for racing, but last man standing and fixed 42 is pretty simple because it's, I think, one of the best competition of fixed gear bike ever. Just the seconds before the start of the final heat in the last man standing, when all the people is cheering and beating all the barriers, is something unbelievable, completely unbelievable. During the whole race I felt quite okay, apart from some sketchiness of tires, and yeah, of course, I mean, Alec is an unbelievable rider and he was better than me, of course, and that move on the last corner was really amazing, and he completely deserves it this year, so hats off to you, Alec.
My name's Alec Briggs. I just won RAD RACE Last Man Standing. And what was the scariest moment of this year's race? The scariest moment of this year's race has got to be when Ingo at the start of the final told us that the lap board wasn't working anymore and we had to try and listen to how many laps it was to go. It was so noisy in there, the atmosphere is so sick, that with 2 to go I thought I had 3 laps to go. So I was like, sweet, got 2 more laps to try and work out where I'm going to try and overtake Augusto. And then I came through the next time and I heard 1 lap to go and I panicked, man. I was like 5-10 meters off the back of Augusto. I had to panic to sprint onto the back of him. And I basically just had to go into the last lap with no plan and just try and overtake it the first chance possible. So yeah, that was definitely the scariest moment. Yeah man, it worked. Winging it always works, right? Did I plan to win again? Or did I come to just have a good time? Man, you can't not have a good time. I think that's what's great about that event, is then just amazing. Like, the vibes are good, atmosphere from the crowd is amazing. The race format's sick, where it's like short, sharp races, good for the crowd. It's brutal, it's hard, technical, you have to be fast. Like, man, you just gotta be on it from the gun. Like, if you have a bad first lap, that can be your race over, because you can be eliminated, you know? There's always something on the line every lap. You've got to be smart about where you position every single point of the race. It's hard, man, and it's just on it the whole time, and I think that's great for both the racer and for the spectator as well. And if you haven't done it before, go and do it. You will not regret it.
So how is RAD RACE Last Man Standing set up? We have a crew of 45 people, friends that help us design and set up the track. We take the empty kart track and then we do a cycling event basically on a track that is made for cycling karts. It's a lot of work to set this up. We take almost 24 hours in advance to build it up, but it's a lot of fun, and when we're done on Sunday morning, at around 7 a.m. When the police kicked us out once again after the after show party, we always are very happy that it's over and that no one got hurt seriously. So it's a big task, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we look forward to organize this event every year. Now let's check out what Tyron Kirby, the RAD RACE mechanic, has to say about the event. He's not only helping design the track, test ride it, see if all the fences and banners are set up correctly, but he's also part of Brakeless Cycling, one of the bigger fixed gear crews in Germany. And let's hear what he has to say about RAD RACE Last Man Standing.
Hi, I'm Tyron Kirby. I'm the RAD RACE mechanic and I love racing fixed gear. This year I kind of found out myself I'm not fit at all, and I was just riding on skills, and it was fun. I made it a couple of rounds, but to win the race you have to have both. You have to be fit and have the skills. As you can see with Alec, it's a perfect mixture of both worlds. You can really ride with anything. There's just a couple of points that are very important. That's tires, tire pressure, and the length of your cranks. I would always use new tires. Don't use tires that you've ridden on the street. And it depends on how heavy you are, but I would take a tire pressure of 3.5 bar. Yeah, on a usual race bike, you have a crank length of 175 millimeters. To ride this race, you need 165. So the last couple of years, I've been riding with a hard gear. This year was the first year with a good gear ratio for the race. In the front, it was 48 teeth, and in the back, 19. That's very hard. You're always faster with the bars that you're used to. So if you're used to riding flat bars, don't change your bars on the race day. If you're used to riding drop bars, then go with drop bars. Yeah, fast riders take the drop bars, and technical riders mostly take the flat bars.
I also talked to another colleague of mine, Mate Nagy. He's a former triathlon pro. He raced in triathlon professional events all over the world. And now he took part in his very first RAD race, apart from helping riders fixing and setting up their bikes. So let's see what Matt has to say about RAD Race Last Man Standing.
I'm a mechanic for RAD Race, and yeah, I'm working in a shop in Hamburg. Well, that was my first experience. I was surprised because of the results. On the other hand, I'm also very satisfied with it. It was a lot of fun, honestly, like much better than I expected. The cheering was really great, and the atmosphere was awesome, so I loved it. I would say technical skills. Obviously, when you have that, you also need the stamina through the rounds that, yeah, I also had to ride 3 rounds. So at the end I was also pretty much wasted, and the cool down is really important, because when you're done with your round, yeah, you don't really have the chance for that. So it's nice to sit back on the trainer and just like do a cool down for a few minutes.
Thank you so much to everyone who participated in this video. Thank you so much for watching. To sign up for RAD Race in 2023, hit up radrace.com. The link is down in the description of the video. Anyone can sign up. You just need a fixed gear bike, a track bike with no brakes, and you can totally sign up for 39 euros and you're good to go. We have 128 spots in the tournament until only one last rider is standing. We hope many female contestants are gonna sign up too, so we want to try to make the women's race as big as we can. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you soon at the next RAD Race event or in our shop in Hamburg. Thanks so much for watching.